What's up? What's up? What's up? It's Trevor here, co-host of the Command Post podcast, coming to bring you some more quick takes of the latest Commanders and slash NFL news, but mainly Commanders. So let's get into it. A lot has happened the past, 24 hours? Some hours like that. It is 1 o'clock on Tuesday, June 2nd, 2026. The day after the beloved June 1st date that everybody was so coveting this offseason. If you don't know why, it's because a lot of players who were in some contract complications, they could either be traded or released post June 1st, which was yesterday. And let me tell you, the NFL was shooketh. All right, let's get going. First off, real quick, Myles Garrett went from the Browns to the Los Angeles Rams. That was crazy for Jared First and a couple of picks, including a first-round pick. That's crazy work. Commanders play the Rams week 8, I believe. Thank God for Larry Tunsil. He pretty much handles Myles Garrett. I mean, one of the rare few in the league that can do it, but he gets the job done. But that only makes the Rams even more dangerous because he's not the only person on that team. They made some other moves this offseason. They still got Matt Stafford. That game should be electric. It's going to be crazy. The worst kept secret in the NFL, Eagles wide receiver star A.J. Brown was supposedly rumored being traded to the Patriots. Well, it happened yesterday. It happened. But guess what? He's gone. That's right. A.J. Brown is out of the NFC East division. He is no longer a Commanders opponent. Good riddance. Thank you to the one above. Thank you, Patriots. Thank you, Howie Roseman. Thank you, everybody who was involved in that, making that happen. Because he was a wrecker for us Commanders. I'm not a big stats person, but I did look it up. I believe he had 7 touchdowns in 8 games with us and almost 1,000 yards. That's 4 years because he plays us twice. So yeah, I know those stats don't sound like they're that much or that impressive, but just turn on the tape and you can see he would wreck us. We didn't have anybody to contain him. We didn't have anybody to stop him. We didn't have anybody that could tackle him. He's a big body receiver. We didn't have a big body corner or defensive back to hold their own against him. So I won't miss him, but I wonder if Philly will miss him. I'm getting some mixed emotions about that on Twitter from some Philly fans that are popping up. But either way, I'm happy. He gone. See you later. To the next. But they still got some more wide receivers in that room that we got to deal with. But that's neither here or there. I'm here to talk about us. So there's that. And now, finally, what it's about us. Today is the start of the second round of OTAs for your Commanders. I caught up with Dan Quinn's opening presser before OTA practice today. I noticed that offensive coordinator David Blau had one too. Didn't get to see his, but kind of skimmed through the highlights of his. Pretty much his sentiment's been the same all offseason. They want to be diverse. They want to be super hard for defenses to figure out. They want to be multifaceted. They want to be fast. They want to be explosive. And I think he pretty much gave that same sentiment today in his presser. If I'm wrong, you can fact check me. I don't care. You can help prove me right. That would be great. But I did get to rewatch most of DQ's presser, and I jotted some notes down. And pretty much DQ, once again, he's always excited to get it going, get it ramped up. But I think he was asked about Terry McLaurin, and shout out Terry McLaurin. He was just on Rich Eisen's show on ESPN the other day talking about Jaden Daniels and his contract stuff that kind of maybe plagued the season a little bit. If you haven't seen that, go check that out. It's pretty sweet. But DQ was asked about Terry McLaurin, I presumed, and his response was he's super impressed with the way 17 has been so far in camp. He mentioned the deep ball tracking trait that he brings, whether, it's over the head or over this shoulder or that shoulder or wherever. He can track the ball like no other. And he's showing that again in camp. And a lot more of that deep ball action will come from play action, which we'll see a lot more this season, he said, because JD5 will be up under center more with this new offense by David Blau and company. So that's great. It's also good to see that Terry is here at the beginning of OTAs. You remember last summer he wasn't due to contract stuff, but he mentioned that in his interview with Rich Eisen, like I just mentioned. So glad to see him out there with the boys, getting that camaraderie going. DQ has also said the wide receiver group in the room. I think he was asked about that because we all know about the rumors out there, the smoke screens out there about Stephon Diggs maybe coming, maybe Brandon Ayuk. He's one of those June 1st candidates, the trade or release candidate. Is he coming to town? Are both coming to town? Neither coming to town. So, it is what it is. Seems like everybody is making wide receiver moves. Quick note, the Giants just brought back OBJ. They signed Braxton Berrios, and they got Juju Smith-Schuster too. So, everybody's making wide receiver moves, but you haven't heard anything from us. But I think we might soon. But anyways, neither here or there. Like I said he's really impressed and with the wide receiver room, how competitive it is. He mentioned Jalen Lane is making some strides in his game and elevating his game and bringing guys in like Van Jefferson, he mentioned again, with that Super Bowl experience and that veteran presence and leadership that's in there too. And he dropped down the Antonio Williams drop about how they're experimenting with him and moving him around in different spots and how he played mostly inside. So they're trying to use him somewhere else and some other places, see how he can handle that. And he also was really ecstatic and elated about how quick and fast the connection was with De'Ami Brown coming back. But he expected it, he said, but he was just surprised at how fast it was because if you guys don't remember or don't know, he was with us 2 years ago and had that nice postseason performance to help us get to the NFC championship game. So yeah, that was great. And then sorry about that. And then as far as he touched on Bill's going to be working on some more pass catching stuff out of the backfield and see if he can elevate that over the next weeks into training camp. And then once again, he just reiterated about the 17, about how happy he is to have him here at OTAs and how his happiness and work ethic is contagious in the locker room. And he was once asked again, I think, what he's looking for this week in this session. Same thing as last week: speed, urgency, and communication with the new defense and new offense and new terminology that comes with it. He's also going to see if how the team's going to respond to a new installment of stuff this week on top of the stuff they learned last week and weeks before. So that should be pretty cool. And then he was asked about David Blau and how his preparation, what he knows about that. He said David Blau is using everybody, all of his resources, literally, from teams he's been on, staffs he's been around before he got to us, current staff that he worked with last year and this year, staff that was here before, players are even giving input. I think I saw an insider said, he quoted him that offensive lineman came to him about some wing T concepts. That's an offensive formation, and his response to that was, of course, it was a lineman. I don't know what the wing T is, and call me whatever you want. Maybe I just have to see it on Madden or something to understand it. But so he's using everybody and all of his resources and building this offense really as a collaborative effort together. So that's really good to see and good to hear. I'm just ready to see it on tape, baby. I'm ready to put the words to use. And that's about it. So my quick takes is that I'm excited. AJ Brown's gone. The Giants brought in some receivers, but none of them pose a threat to me, except for if I had to pick one, to be OBJ, just because he still got it. I don't care what you say. That man still got it. You saw him in flag football. You saw him with the Ravens. You saw him, he's got it. He still has it. Which only means we got to bolster up our secondary, I think. And we'll see if that happens, or maybe our pass rush and linebacking group is so good that our secondary doesn't have to do too much and won't be asked as much. So either way, I'm happy. I'm excited to be a Commanders fan. I'm welcoming Stephon Diggs. I'm welcoming Brandon Ayuk. Let's get it popping. I don't care. We're here now in June. But if something's going to happen, I need something to happen right now so we can go into training camp and not have a distraction in training camp with, are we going to pick somebody or are we going to let somebody, whatever. Like, we need zero distractions heading into training camp. So Stephon Diggs, Brandon Ayuk, if you guys are out there and we talking to y'all, sign the paper, let's get it going. Love to have you. All right, that's my quick takes for this time. I'm Trevor, co-host of the Command Post podcast, courtesy of Brian Murphy and myself. A weekly show that you guys can check out on Apple, Spotify, and YouTube. Like and subscribe to our channel too, please. I think we're like 3 away from 50. And I think if you get 50, we can go live. That'd be pretty sweet to go live. Other than that, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you again on the other side. Go Commanders.